Good afternoon. We're going to cover this past week's trades. The week was pretty decent. I had 18 wins and 4 losses, which averaged out to 81.82% for a win rate for the week. I strive to at least try to get 80% every week. Consistency is the key, as I keep saying. I'm consistent day after day, week after week, month after month. I mean, you can go on Twitter, you can go on Discord, you can see my stats for the last almost year, and you can see I'm very, very, very consistent, unlike a lot of other people that aren't. So if you're not in the room and you're not a member, you should be. I mean, my services are very, very cheap compared to what others are charging, and they can't even get 50% of the calls right. So even that, they struggle with 50%. But the link to the Discord is in the description of the video and on social media bio section, so you can get the link there. I didn't trade that much this week. I mean, 22 trades. So yeah, I guess I kind of did a little bit, but you can go on my Twitter and you can see the timestamps of the trades, and you can verify that from there. So I did have a BA debit spread, which I started October 20th, which is October 20th. Where was I? October 20th, right here. Right in here, I grabbed it. Now, I had the 195 calls and the 200 calls for the spread, so I paid $1.33. It dipped right in here, but I mean, it was a long-term hold. I mean, it was for January 21st, 2022, so I had plenty of time, so I was not worried about that at all. I mean, I don't worry about big dips like that on long-term spreads because time is in your favor anyway. So I sold it on the 9th, which was Monday, and I got it out right in here. So I mean, I should have held it a couple days, but I mean, as you can see with BA, I mean, when it gets over this 175 area, it does not stay above it very long. It dumps, and it just, so when it gapped up here this day, the 9th, I got out right there. I did not want to hold it, thinking that it was going to crash down and fill the gap. I said, okay, I'll get out here, and when it fills the gap, I'll reload, and it never filled the gap. But I'm sure that if lockdowns continue or any other real bad news comes out, BA would be the first thing that tanks, because the travel industry, airlines, cruise lines, they'll be affected the most if there's another lockdown or another more COVID fear and stuff like that, which is starting to arise now. So Monday, that was obviously a long-term swing, which you could see in the room in the long-term options channel. I also have some other things coming up, which I'll be announcing in the room, some changes and additional things going on. You'll have to go into Discord to find out more about that soon. So anyways, so Monday, the first trade I had was, let's see, SPY. I didn't only trade 3 times on Monday. Now Monday is right here. Now, as you can see, we had this monster gap up, and anytime we have a monster gap up, the first thing I'm thinking is short. So that's exactly what I did. I grabbed the 361 SPY puts at let's see, at $1.03, and I mean, obviously it opened up at 365, so 361 at $1 at open. I mean, the options were priced pretty high for the put side, so they probably knew it was going to drop, so they priced in the drop in the options chain. So anyways, I got the 361 puts at open at $1.03. They went to 292. Then I got Roku calls. Let's see. Now Roku had, let me get the right day here. Well, Roku had earnings Let me get the right day. Had earnings on Thursday, and this is Friday, right? Yep. And I had a huge run on Friday, and it dumped pre-market on Monday. So I mean, it went from 260 down to 220, and it just to me that just seemed a little oversold. So I grabbed the 255 calls at 94 cents at 9:52. No, 10:52. We get the time right, which should be right here. Now it started to bottom out and tail right here, and I could have got it there, but I just wanted to make sure I made a higher low, which it did. I mean, it bounced, rejected VWAP, came back and retested this 225 level again, 224 level, and when it made that higher low and it broke out over this little high right here, that's when I grabbed it. So then it was a big pop. So it went from 94 cents to 325. Then it sold off. So that was a good easy trade. As you can also see that you started to see a divergence going on right here with the histogram. I mean, as it's going lower, histogram is rising, and right here it started to crossover positive, but I didn't take it there. I wanted confirmation over VWAP and over this little candle right there, and that is exactly what I did. So then I had SPX. I had XPX puts on Monday. I had it at 205. This was a monster 3,000% runner. I had it at 205, which was right here. Yeah, right in here. You know, as you can see, it broke down, chopped, popped up, retested this area again, and it just went sideways a little bit. And I grabbed it right when I saw this candle right in here, and so I grabbed the puts a little nervous, because every time I seem to grab them at 2 o'clock, it seems to be way too early and it chops more. So I was very hesitant. I didn't think we were going to get a big drop, and so I mean, as you can see right here, it chopped right in here, but they did go from $1.05, because I had the 35.80 puts at $1.05. They went to $32.24 when it finally dropped big. Almost filled the gap too. No, not quite. A little bit, half of it. So that was XPX. That was a 3,000% winner right there. Many did held, but I don't think anyone held the entire move. I mean, it's hard to predict, but I'm sure a lot of people probably got out right in here. That would probably be the sensible thing when you see it drop, and it's, this little drop right here is probably 200% drop, and it chops, and you just don't know how low it's going to go and what it's going to do. You're trading on a chart that you don't have an idea how much of a panic this is going to be. So yeah, so the 38.80, yeah, they went well into the money, because at 38.80, 35.80 is right here. This is when they went into the money, right when it was at the lower day on the opening candle. So yeah, that was Monday. Tuesday, I traded more. I had 6 wins and a loss, and I sold a Lululemon spread, which I started on the 10th. Now I posted it in the long-term hold because I thought it was going to take some time to get there. Let's see. This is the 9th. I mean, obviously you see Lululemon's at 354, and it's down to the 310 area. And when it started getting below 315, and I was looking at it on the hourly, that the RSI was below 30, I believe. I'll have to check on my other chart, because I don't have the RSI set on that. I have it set on my scanners. That's why it's not set up on the chart. Why am I typing in RSI on the chart? Let me just double check, make sure I'm not giving out any wrong information. Yeah, at that point in time, RSI was at 25 on the hourly. So whenever I have my trade idea scanner set, so anything that's over 70%, I mean over 70 or below 30 on a 1 hour time frame starts to catch my attention, because that's when the moves are too exaggerated and you end up having a bounce or a pullback. And that's when Lululemon started to get on my radar. and I wasn't sure if it was going to chop or how long it was going to take, so I decided to play it safe and grab a debit spread, 325 calls, 327.50 calls, which I sold against, and I got them at 55 cents, and I was not expecting them to go in the money rate that day. I was expecting maybe a week or two, or maybe even the week, but they went from a 55 cents to $1.92, and they just I was a bit surprised about that. Then the other trade I had, as you can see, I got a 1102, which was right here, right in here. BA was my first loss of the week, and I got it at 931 on the 10th. Yeah, so that's been like most of my losses this week, if not maybe all of them. At least two of the losses I'll remember as I'm going through the recap, but I know at least two of my four losses were because of the opening range, and I've been getting faked out the first 15 minutes, because the reason is, as you can see, it's holding right here, this 181.50 area, and you can see the candle. You can see the candle right here. It started to dip, and I said, okay, if it breaks this 181.50 level, that's when I'm gonna grab puts, and I did. So I grabbed, and it popped, and it reversed on me, and I was like, oh, that was such a dumb move. So that was my start of the day, and it didn't start out very well. So then the next one was Roku. I usually go the heaviest in the first play of the day, but that one I did go in heavy, but I recovered my day. But a couple other fake outs I got faked out of. I wasn't in that much because of the fake outs this week. So I did grab Roku. Where is the 10th? Right here. I grabbed Roku calls at 10:09 right here. Now, I think Roku was the same thing. Let me double check. The only problem was doing the weekly recap, so it's hard to remember what I did 3 days ago. Yeah, no, it didn't show up on the hourly as a extreme below 30-hour side, but when it went from 260 and it stayed in this area of the 224 from the previous day, which we traded the call right here, that it shot through, and when it came back down and started the wick right there, and I was like, okay, 260 to 210, that's a $50 move. So I grabbed, I even labeled it the call as risky too. So I grabbed 235 calls at $1.06, and they went to $1.53 right there. So that was a decent move. Then I ended up playing SPY a couple times. Now this day was very, very choppy. I'll blow up right here. Now you can see better. Let's see, I grabbed 348 puts at 1022, which is right here, right in here. So it came up, rejected the 200 EMA, which is the purple line. It started to come back down to the 37, and these moving averages right in here. So I grabbed the 348 puts for 99 cents, and they went to $1.71 right there. Then I ended up grabbing 351 puts at 12:27, which I believe is right here, as it bursted through the 200 EMA, and you get this area. You can see rejected in here, rejected here, here. So this 355 area is been getting rejected pre-market, after hours on Monday and Tuesday, pre-market Tuesday. So That's when I started to look. When it started to get weak right in here, I grabbed the 351 puts at 97 cents, and they went from 97 to $1.76. Obviously I had 348s here, but as it chopped and went up, the premiums got smashed, and so you always got to adjust your strikes. That's why I always say never average down. Why average down on a loser when you can get closer strikes to the at the money strikes and make more money? So I don't average down. It either works or it doesn't, plain and simple. Then I had Rev puts. They had Revlon had news. What day was it? Right here. I heard it come up on the scanner, on my option squawk, saying that it was up so much and this and that, and I ended up grabbing the Revlon 5 puts at 45 cents. I grabbed them at 12.44, which was right here. Right before it halted, I grabbed it, and it halted down, and they didn't really move. I was too far out of the money, and the 7.5s were kind of expensive at that point in time. So I grabbed the 45s and then went to 60 cents. But right before it halted, not only did I grab the puts, but I also grabbed shares too, and that's one of the things I'm going to be adding, which you'll be finding out soon enough. And I grabbed a bunch of shares right here and shorted it share wise and made like 30 grand. So I was definitely happy with that. And let's see, then I grabbed BA puts, which is, I was very surprised that Revlon didn't move as more than the on the options on that. I'm glad it took shares, but it was just ridiculous. I thought I would at least double when it reopened and dumped like it did. I'll go back to it. When it reopened, because it got halted down and reopened, I thought it was going to be a massive dump, and that the options would at least double, and they didn't. So I was kind of bitter about that. But like I said, I grabbed a bunch of shares, and that did make me happy there. And usually when stocks are cheap like that, I grab shares on the options, but I decided to add options for the people that like the options, and they were priced out pretty cheap at the time. At least I thought so at the time. Anyways, enough of that. I had BA 175 puts. Let's see, let me pull this up. I want to see this high. Grabbed them at 105, which I think is right here. Yep, double topped right there. Let's see, it just rejected it again, and I was waiting for underneath this candle right here, just to make sure it's going to come down. And that's where, like, SPY, actually I'll get into that when I get to it. I think Friday, yesterday, it was doing that a lot. I will point that out if I remember. But yeah, when it double topped there, it had an ascending wedge right here. I can even draw it if you. I don't usually draw because I can see it. See right there? There's the ascending wedge. There. And usually on an ascending wedge it breaks out and goes higher, but that's not always the case. Move drawing. The reason I don't I don't like too many lines on my thing, that's why I don't draw. But once you get experience, you can see these patterns without even having to draw them. So yeah, when it broke down right below that candle and started to come down, that's when I grabbed the 175 puts at 87 cents, and they went to 112 and that little drop right there. So that wraps up Tuesday. Just one loss, and obviously that was the morning one. I had 4 wins on Wednesday, and the first one I had was Facebook. Now Facebook, the 11th. Now, as you can see, Facebook on the previous day made a little cup and handle right there, and it gapped up over it. And I was looking at it, if it got over the 275 area, that I was going to grab the calls, and I did. I grabbed 285 calls right at open. Well, actually 938, because it slightly dipped, and it did come up because it dipped at first and came up and busted through. So I did grab the 285 calls at $1 and then went to $1.62 on that one, so that was a good clean move. Then I had BA again. I love trading BA and Roku. That's why I always say stick to a few stocks, watch how they move, and get used to how they move, because it will help you. BA, I had puts at 1039, which is probably right here, right under the push through VWAP. As you can see right here, it's the support from the day before. Always refer to the day before's price action, because it will give you little telltales of what to look for and where possibly trades can end up. So I mean, if it did pop up over pre-market high and it did break over this, that would have been a nice little call move, but it didn't. It rejected this area, it tried to bounce, retested where it broke down at open, pushed through VWAP, and that's where I grabbed it. The 177.50 puts at 77 cents, and they went from 77 to $2.20, which was a 150% move if you held. So that was a good move. Then I had WYNN. Now WYNN, I remember, was a little tricky. It did not move much at first, and WYNN was I got 90 puts at 11.05, which was right here. No, I could look at the right day. No, wrong day. Yeah, because I remember I didn't catch it right at the drop. It chopped a little bit. 11.05, right in here I grabbed it. Right in here on that little drop. So I grabbed the WYNN 90 puts at 55 cents, and they dropped here and they chopped, they kept dropping, and then it just sold off. WYNN is going to be one that's going to get hurt if there's more closures, which there has been. But if Vegas or the casinos get limited or voluntarily closed or get shut down by the state temporarily, WYNN is going to get smashed. So that's one of the reasons why I was playing because at that point in time they were talking about shutting down restaurants and more lockdowns, and WYNN was the first thing I thought of besides BA. Then SPX, that WYNN move was 150%, by the way. SPX was another one. Now I grabbed that at let's see, 128, which was right here. No, right here. Right in here. As it wicked down, it chopped, and it had this like big red candle, rejection candle, that harsh rejection, because it broke out and it dropped really high. So I got in right there thinking it was gonna have a harsh rejection like right here. And I jumped in, and it went up, and it chopped, and it finally went. So they went from $1.40 to $7.40 on a 400% move right there, because it was expiration day and 360 puts. And one of the things I like to look at is at this point in time right here, the price was at 335.80. We'll say 35.80 at that point in time. And 360 is 20 points down, and it was $1.40. I mean, 20 points on an SPX move, that is nothing. It can do that in one candle. So I thought that was a good risk reward. But it was at what time again? 128, possibly in midday. That could be chop, and it could wreck it before going green. So that's part of the risk reward. It happens, and you just got to learn to be patient, and that's just the name of the game. Then I had, let's see, Thursday I had 3 plays. Roku was a loss. I wonder if that was another fake out. I almost think it was. Yes, it was. Roku was another fake out. Yeah, I had like 3 fake outs. So yeah, 3 out of 4 plays were morning fake outs. If I just waited and was just a little more patient, I wouldn't have had 4 losses. I would only had 1. So I had a lot of unnecessary mistakes, and this is another one. So I grabbed the 220 puts at open, 932, and the reason I grabbed it, I mean, you can see it chopped, and it's chopped in this area of 230 to 232, and when it broke down below the 231 area on pre-market, I tried to get in. I couldn't quite get in too fast, because I think for some reason the options were lagging, or the spread was wide. It was kind of hard to get in. I got in at a terrible It was terrible to get in that day, so I got in at 98 cents, and I actually thought I got in at a good price because I think the spread was pretty bad, and I was like, okay, and then it reversed and went against me. It was a complete fake out, so that was that loss. Then I ended up recovering with SPY. Next two plays were SPY. I did grab SPY puts at 950, which is right here, and you know, as you can see, it popped up, it opened, and it quickly got rejected and came down. So I did grab the 352 puts right there, and they ended up going to $2.55 if he held all the way through. But yeah, probably most like I did, most people probably sold down here and before it popped back up, because that would have been red, and I don't like holding red place. But if you did hold it all the way through, the little head and shoulders right here, that they went 100% from $1.03 to 255. Then I ended up grabbing SPY puts again at 211, which is right in here, right when it broke down, because you can see it went up, rejected the 20 EMA, and it came back down. I think I grabbed it right in here, and I grabbed the 350 puts at 90 cents, and they dropped and went from 90 cents to $1.69 in this little push right down here. So that was another good play. I didn't grab it right here. I should have, but I think that sometimes you just, when you get faked out, you think that it's going to get faked out, because right here it came back, retested, and pushed up, and it came back down and retested again and pushed up. So I was a little like, and then there was news and it just dumped. So then Friday I had 2 losses and 2 wins. First one was SPY, which is right here. Now I end up grabbing SPY puts at 96 cents at 935. Right at open, I grabbed it, started to come down. I grabbed it and then just chopped, and I did sell some right here, thinking that we were going to get a big push down to 353, and we didn't. It bounced off the 200 EMA. I did sell some at like at $1.07, so I didn't take that much of a hit. I only held a couple, so no big deal. I just chopped and just that popped, so I was just not too happy with that. Then cat was very frustrating to watch on Friday. It had news about third quarter, or not, 3-month sales were down like 20% or something like that, which should have really dumped it. But I grabbed it at 957, which was right in this little area right here, and then it chopped and it finally dropped. So then went from 55 cents to 99 cents, almost 100% in that little drop. That was very nerve-wracking to watch cat. I hate trading cat. Cat always gets me. But the last 2 times I traded cat, it's been actually a pretty decent play. So then I grabbed Tesla. Tesla I grabbed at 1108, which is right here. You can see as it's making lower lows, histogram is rising, and I grabbed it right in here. I grabbed the 410 calls at $1.05, and they went to 141 in this little push, and of course it just kept tapping VWAP and VWAP. So so that was a decent play. Then the last play was BA for the day, and I called it a day. I grabbed 182.50 puts at 65 cents at 12.05, which was right here. I used the double top from the previous day and pre-market. It rejected, came back down. Thought we were going to get a big dump, and she popped. I mean, it right in here. It just even though it was going in the right direction, it just was. And I don't know, it was just, I got the 182.50, so I was thinking, okay, 182.50 is right here, and it's right up here. It's not going to take much to get it put in the money, but even though it did drop, it just chopped a little bit right in here, and it just ate away the premium, and it just went against me. So just been getting like faked out all week long. So that was definitely a a loss, but the other ones, the other three losses were nothing more than just morning fake outs that got me, and I should have been a little more patient, and we'll strive to be a little more patient next week and not get faked out. But sometimes it's just the way it is, and you just have to deal with it and move forward. So that is gonna cover it for the recap for this week. Hopefully next week will be a very volatile week, but it is, let me just check up, see what the hours are on Thanksgiving. Is not next week, it's the week after. Yeah, this week is not Thanksgiving, it's this week, so it's gonna be a full week. I just wanted to make sure, we just, all the time gets blurred. But anyways, there's full trading week next week. Hopefully it'll be more volatile. We'll have some more, hopefully, lockdown news or other things that will get the stocks moving and not choppy. So we'll have to see what happens and trade accordingly. And that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching.